Hi, my name is Will. Welcome to my brand new channel. I'm completely new to this. I don't know what sort of concept I should choose or what I should do, but I just thought I'd want to create a few videos in regards to my experience with a certain health condition that I was diagnosed with back in May, and that is diabetes. Um, Diabetes is a serious condition that affects I think 1 in 10 people in the UK apparently, according to statistics. Um, and sadly, back in May, I did a health check. In fact, a year ago I did a health check, and the doctors said that my health was absolutely fine, apart from the fact that I had high glucose levels. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to split all my experiences, all the videos down in different episodes. So today I'm just going to talk about what happened when I was told about it and what they tried to tell you that you have to do. So, like I said, a year ago I went to do a health check, and then they said I've got high glucose levels, and then this is what they do: they give you a call. And then they go, oh, look, well, your health is all good, but your glucose levels are really, really high. They're actually dangerously high. In terms of the measurements, I believe I think it's measured by molecules per litre. And mine, at the point of testing, was over 10. Normal range is between 4 to 7, and mine was 10. I think actually it was probably even higher than that. It was probably about 12 or 13, and that was very, very dangerous levels. And when they called me, they said, yeah, your glucose level is really high. I think you should immediately speak to your GP and get another blood test. And I said to them, okay, I feel okay at the moment. So I'm going to give them a call probably next week, and then they will try to force it on you. They will say, no, you need to call your GP as soon as possible. If you can't get to the GP, if you can't get an appointment, go to A&E. And and when they say go to A&E, I'm like, whoa, go to A&E. Imagine going to A&E and waiting there. You know what it's like in A&E. Going to A&E in UK NHS. You'll be waiting for hours and hours and hours and hours, and then they'll give you some sort of, I don't know what they'll give you, but normally it's just a paracetamol. But obviously diabetes is something a little bit different. I tried to get a blood test, didn't go through obviously because GPs weren't that helpful. A year on, I did another health check, and this May just gone, it came back with pretty much the same thing. So they said that I got high glucose levels. Quickly go to the GP to get a second test, and they also said the same thing: go to A&E if you can't get to the GP, can't get an appointment. I was like, oh, okay. So went to the GP, got a blood test, did all sort of tests, other tests as well, and everything, my cholesterol, my blood pressure. Everything was absolutely fine apart from my glucose levels. They were extremely high. So we're talking about so molecules per litre. I think it was about 13, 14, something like that. And I think there's another measurement. I forgot what it was. I think normal levels on that is about 30 something. I forgot the measurement. I will look at it again later on. So normal measurements for them was about 30. And mine was like 130, 120, so that was like boom. So my glucose levels were extremely high. So what happens is they give me a random phone call. They give me a phone call out of the blue. There's not really much empathy, really. They're just saying what they do is they call you to go, look, your glucose levels are really high. And then they told me like the consequences of if I don't do anything about it. And when they say they don't do anything about it, what they actually mean is if you don't take pills, if you don't take insulin, if you don't take this, if you don't take that, things are going to happen to your body. And then they'll go to the absolute extreme, and they'll say stuff like, "Oh, how has your eyesight been?" I'll say, "My eyesight's been, yeah, it has been deteriorating, but that's because I think it's because of my age. I'm over 40 now." And then they say, "Oh, yeah, your eyesight's probably to do with your diabetes." Oh, okay then. And then what about going to the toilet? You going to the toilet more often? I'm like, no, about the same. So I go to the toilet once or twice a day. And then they'll say something, oh, okay, next time, if you have a stomach ache, okay, you must call us. You must call us because that may be to do with diabetes as well. I'm like, I've done poos twice a day, every single day for my whole life. Sometimes I've done 5 after a bad meal the day before, and yet now, if I need to do a poo, it's to do with diabetes. And it's like they push it to the extreme, and then they go to a further extreme. They'll say stuff like, yeah, so diabetes can cause you to go blind, and then you'll have kidney failure, you'll have heart failure, your limbs will fall off. And they'll say, look out for your feet, because when you lose feeling in your feet, your feet will fall off. And it's like, wow, to the extreme. I was caught unawares of this. I was caught by surprise, yeah, I was on the phone, and I was actually quite. I was on the phone. My mum was next to me as well. My daughter in the car, and then I had it on loudspeaker. And the thing about having it on loudspeaker is that with my mum beside me, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and he suffered with diabetes for many years. He wasn't a very fit person. Actually, neither am I, actually, to be fair. But he died of today sepsis. But he had many underlying issues such as kidney problems. He had kidney stones, and then he had gallstones. He also diabetes, so he was on dialysis. So yeah, and then what they say, and then what they try to sell to you is, yeah, you can't beat diabetes, or you can't overcome diabetes without taking pills. So when they say, okay, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put you on this pill, I'm going to put you on that pill, and I'm going to get you this pill, get into this pill, and then you possibly have to go to doctors, and then so the first pill they say is metformin. Okay, so metformin, I've had a little metformin, and then they say statin, and then there's insulin. They give you so many different options, and then they say you have to do blood tests. So you have to do little blood glucose tests, which I've got. Yeah, so what they try to do is they try to scare you as much as possible. It's their job. I'm not trying to say that diabetes isn't a serious condition. Obviously a lot of people do have diabetes, and there's ways for them to overcome it. And the doctors and the nurses and the practitioners and all the experts all probably say the same thing, and say that pills are the only way for you to beat it. So they prescribe me to lots of pills. Let me just show you what those pills look like. So the first one we've got is this one. This is metformin. I did have a little read on the NHS website and other websites about what these pills are for. And the metformin is generally to help reduce the sugar levels and help open up your insulin, so let the insulin work. So what diabetes is the insulin in your body is no longer working, so it's not producing, or it's not actually processing the sugar that you've eaten. So normally when you eat, insulin helps spread the sugar around your body, so you've got the energy, and you've got the energy to basically do what you want to do. So metformin is something to help bring down the glucose levels, so also to release the sugars via the insulin. I've had a read about this. Of all the pills that they've said that I should take, I think this one is probably the one that I'm more inclined to say okay. I'm not an expert. I did have a read. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or I know I'm probably going to get lots of hate for whatever I'm saying, but this is what it is. So, and then the next one they prescribed me with was so as well as metformin, I've also got some statin. I don't know where I've placed them actually, but when I find them, I can show you another video. Other than that, I've actually got three boxes of metformin. I've got one at work. They also gave me, I think, 3 or 4 boxes of the statin. I don't know where I've placed the statin. I don't intend on taking them anyway, because that was one of the ones where they said if you take them, it's most likely you're going to be taking them for the rest of your life, and that is one thing that I really didn't want. So, also got some of this. Lovely. So this is it the glycoside? This is also to help with the reduction of the glucose levels. So the statin is to help with the metformin. You take it to help bring the glucose levels down, and the statin is to help bring it back up. So the so when you take the metformin, it doesn't bring your glucose levels too low. So it's supposed to balance it out. But yeah, with the statin, it says online, if you go to the NHS website or you go to any other health websites, they say that once you take statin, it's most likely you're going to be on statin for the rest of your life, and that is one thing that I've said already that I don't want to happen. So that is something I'm not going to be taking. And then they've given you a nice little kit here, the glucose kit. That's nice. And also with the lancets as well. The lancet is used for the glucose kit, where you actually stab yourself with the lancer, and then test your blood. So all of these nice goodies that they give you straight away. Pills. And yeah, they kind of like try to sell it to you as hard as possible. And saying if you don't take all these pills every single day for the rest of your life, you are pretty much going to suffer all sorts of horrible things, like your feet falling off, your kidneys failing, your heart failing, you going blind, etc., etc. So yeah, that's my first video. That's just an introduction about myself and how I was informed, how I knew about my condition. Let me just say that it's a very good idea for you to go to see a health practitioner, get a health check, get yourself checked out, make sure you're all good. Diabetes is one thing that they'll check on, blood pressure, your heart condition. They'll even check for stuff like cancer cells and stuff like that as well. So it's very, very important that you get yourself checked out. The reason why I'm doing this video as well is just to basically go through what I've been through and what I've been doing to help my condition. The next video is next video I'm going to come up with is just to talk about how I felt, and then what I decided to do. I'm going to keep these videos kind of short. I don't want to have like a whole 1 hour video of me just blabbering away, because it's quite boring seeing my face with this shiny little light shining on my bald head. So yeah, next video I'm just going to talk about my emotions, what went through my head, and then what I did next, and whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing. I'm sure the doctor will tell me it's the wrong thing, which they did, but I'll tell you the outcome, and also what my condition is now and how I'm feeling. Next video.